Hello, English 1301. Welcome to our course. Let me just fix that. I hope you all had a great winter break or winter in general. If this is your first semester in college, first semester back, returning, whatever, welcome. Welcome to the spring 2022 semester. So this is a 100% online course. So with that, it comes very specific expectations, and sometimes that varies per class that you're enrolled in. So this video is just a welcome video and a little kind of overview of how I structure my Blackboard course, and I'm going to also discuss the syllabus with you all, since I think that's important, just to see if y'all have any questions that may come up within this first week. So when you click our English 1301 course, this is what the homepage will look like. It'll slightly change by next week once we kind of get some folders going and some files going, but overall it's going to follow this thing where there's something called weekly modules. It's just a fancy word for weekly folders, where each Monday morning you'll see a new weekly folder pop up for you to review and complete. So what I'm going to jump into first is the syllabus, just because that's the more technical. Just want to make sure I cover the details of it. Also helps me make sure I don't have any typos on it, because that happens many a times. So my name is Renee Maluli. I am your instructor for the course. Miss Maluli is fine. Renee is fine, either or. I have no preference. Email is best through EPCC Outlook Mail. So that's my email address there if you want to copy and paste it. If you've never sent an EPCC email before, reach out to me about that. How you reach out to me would be tricky. So, I have a discussion where you can ask questions about that, but you can also message me through Blackboard mail as well. This is English 1301 composition. This course is online. It's 100% online. It's asynchronous, and I'll talk about what that means in just a second. I have a kind of weird, choppy schedule this semester, so I'm finalizing when to do office hours. I mainly teach at Via Verde, so I'll have some face-to-face ones if that interests you, but I'll also have online virtual ones as well. But starting next week, I'll have that finalized and updated on our syllabus for you, so you know how to find me. We have 2 required books for this class. The first one is the Norton Field Guide to Writing with Reading, and it's the 5th edition. It's a green cover book. So that's that. And then for a writer's reference, it is the 10th edition. I can work with you on that edition if you have the 9th or 8th. Earlier editions of this is fine. You just have to verify certain page numbers with me to make sure that you have the accurate page numbers. Textbooks are stressful. I understand. I was a student once. They're expensive. So if you have any textbook concerns, feel free. I think we should meet virtually to talk about that. And then I'll accept digital ebook or hard copy, whatever is acceptable and easy for you, whatever is easier on you. Regardless, whatever you do, before you purchase, please email me the books, the link or the picture before you purchase, because I wouldn't want you to purchase the wrong book. So just be careful with that. Since this is an online course, there's required materials and technology that you need. Internet connection, obviously, to submit work and review work. Access to EPCC Outlook Mail and Blackboard Mail. If you want to meet with me virtually and get a full tutorial on how to do that stuff, I can help you. I'm here for you on that. I can explain how to send emails or how to send Blackboard messengers, because knowing how to contact me is so important. So if you have questions about that, let me know and I can meet with you. Meeting virtually is best, because then I can share my screen and go over it and give you a full tech review. Access to Blackboard, because Blackboard is what we're using to review coursework, but also for you to submit all your essays and assignments this semester. That's what we use that's the grading platform, the learning management software that we use for EPCC. You want access to a computer or a laptop to complete your coursework. Don't use a cell phone, because there's a lot of errors with that. Sometimes files don't download. I've done it before where I've had errors on my phone. You can certainly use Blackboard on your phone if you're checking grades or sending an email, but use it for just that. You need Microsoft Word If you don't have Word, Google Docs is also acceptable and fine to type your essays, because we're doing formal essays in this class. It's a writing course, so there's formal essays assigned. So the format of them is very important. So Microsoft Word or Google Docs are the appropriate platforms to type them and download them. Download the files. These are the web browsers that work with Blackboard as well. And by the way, I have how to download this stuff if you have questions. I have it on Blackboard, and I'll show you where to find it. You want to save your work as a docx or PDF only. PDF is just preferred because it freezes the layout, but docx is fine as well. Either of those. And I also have a file on how to do that if you have questions. If you have Apple products, do not use Pages, because Blackboard does not let me use type feedback on it, and not getting feedback on an essay is not good, because it's a writing class. You want to see how I'm grading. You want to see my feedback to you. So Pages is not appropriate for it. So docx or PDF only. Get a USB is recommended. You do not have to buy a USB. It's not required. Just somewhere where you can back up your work, though, whether that's emailing yourself files or whatever it is. I'm sure we can all agree that losing work would be terrible. I've been there. So you want to back up your work, because losing it, especially if it's an essay, I would be annoyed even if it was a small discussion or a writing activity. Imagine having to redo it. No, it would be horrible. So think about that. This course requires the completion of 4 major essays. So we're going to learn about those. Each one of those essays is written and formatted so different. So it's pretty cool that we learn about the different writing process of those. All your Blackboard online activities, lectures, the module folders, readings, topic proposals, writing activities, workshops, discussions, anything like that we do will assist in the writing process and the critical analysis of these course expectations and objectives. Just a little note, because there's different approaches to this as well. This course is asynchronous online instruction, so we do not meet. First of all, we don't meet face-to-face at all. We also don't meet virtually for class. Asynchronous is where a student works at their own pace per week. They have deadlines each week, of course, because that's an important part of keeping track of course progress. But for the week, you set your own schedule that works with your time. Asynchronous is required because everybody has totally different schedules. Some students work, some students have other classes, some students have face-to-face classes, some students have other things going on in their daily lives. It's unfair to make you meet for a day and time. So we do not meet virtually either. I pre-record all my lectures and put them available in those weekly folders so that you can rewatch them and pause the video, take a break, you break it up. So because of that, there's a lot of expectations on you as a student with time management, where you will have weekly deadlines to review and complete so that you can pace yourself throughout the week, so that you're not overwhelmed by the end of the week trying to finish everything for that week. We're going to learn about objectives each passing week. We outline certain objectives in the course that build to the larger purpose of these outlined here. So I'm just going to summarize this, because you're going to take these on each week and think about them more and more. And towards the end of the semester, you can reflect on it after learning. But just to summarize, English 1301, we're going to talk about what it means to write and communicate in the rhetorical situation. Having a clear purpose with the appropriate audience identified is thinking about the rhetorical situation. Each of those major essays that you write, they're all written and look and approach topics differently. They're formatted differently. So that's what we call genre conventions in writing, to get you out of that 5-paragraph essay structure that you were learning about. And it's good to learn that. It's a good starting point. But then the next step is branching away from that and seeing that there's so many different ways to communicate. We're going to do a little research writing in this class. So you're going to learn about APA style and research. If you've never heard of that before, if you've never done research, don't worry. You're here in English 1301 to learn. If you know about it, you'll familiarize yourself more with it. But we're all starting here with APA. And APA is a good starting point in this class to better prepare you for other courses, because a lot of courses use APA style. Also to better prepare you for when you move on into English 1302 when you decide to take that course. Identify rhetorical strategies of analysis and persuasion and how that's appropriate, how to ethically do it. Finding credible, what makes a source credible for research. thinking about communities and the world around you to effectively communicate to those audiences is something, just the umbrella of how we understand audience awareness, both in our essays, but how that can apply to our daily lives. So that's just a summary of English 1301. Always keep track of your grades through My Grades, because it's a good way to contact me if you have any confusion about them, not finding something, not clear why you have a 0 on something, or just if you have just general questions about your total grade. It's so important. By the end of the semester, students can earn a quote perfect score of 1,000 points. So each letter grade is 100 points. 1,000 points to 900 is an A, so on and so forth. Sometimes that sounds scary to students, I think, because they think that's a lot and overwhelming, but it's actually for your advantage, because I want to give you points to work with that should you have had a bad week, maybe it happens, right? That hopefully it's not detrimental to your grade. So this is the point breakdown of all the work that we're doing in this semester. You have 4 major essays, like I said. And then you're going to do topic proposals for each one of those essays. So that's why there's 4 total. And then you have weekly writing activities that'll be due on Sunday nights that apply the weekly folder that we're in at the moment. So I'll double check my math because I made some changes. If my math is wrong, I'll fix it. But the grand total of these assignments is 1,000 points by the very end of the semester. And just a little reminder, since this is an online asynchronous class, every Monday morning, a new module, meaning a new folder, a new weekly folder, will be available, will open for you to review and complete the work. And I'll show you right now what I mean by that. That folder will close on Sunday, meaning the activity in there will close on Sunday. So it's strongly recommended that you log on every Monday. If you can't, it's okay, but as early as possible in the week, that you log into Blackboard on Monday just to see what the module looks like, to see what the readings and the files are in that folder, so that you can pace yourself and break up the tasks throughout the week. That's a good way to start with good time management, and I struggle with time management, so I relate if you need advice, but everybody seems to have their own formula for it, so you just have to kind of try it out and see what works for you. But regardless, as early as possible, Monday morning is ideal, that you log in just to see. It doesn't mean you have to work on it right then, but that you can log on to Blackboard consistently throughout the week, because this course is designed for you to pace yourself and break up the work throughout the week. You cannot wait till Sunday night to look at everything in a folder and do the activity. It's too much. It's not going to work. So just allow a minimum of 8 hours per week for this course. Every instructor has different policies, so I like to cover my policies for this as well, something that we have to follow to be fair with deadlines. If you don't submit an essay, so you have 4 major essays, you will have 3 other chances to submit. This only applies to the essays, but the only essay that cannot be submitted late is the 4th one, because it's the last essay of the course. It's your final exam. But the other 3 major essays, this policy is if it's 1 day late, it's 25% deduction, 2 days late, 50% deduction, 3 days late, 75% deduction. If you don't submit by the 3rd day, it's a 0 on that grade. That's not for me to wave my finger and lecture you. It's just to follow a policy and be fair. But it's also a way for you to keep track and keep your head above water, because trying to backtrack on something that was missed and then keep up with the next essay expectations, it starts to become very overwhelming. So it's best to just keep moving forward. Don't email me any coursework or essays unless I tell you otherwise, because I get so many emails, you probably do too, from the college. So it could get lost in the shuffle. So no emails of assignments unless I mention it to you. And then no other work can be submitted late. So that just includes these other assignments, the topic proposals and those weekly activities. Again, just to keep your head above water, because trying to backtrack and move forward becomes very, very overwhelming. If you receive a C or lower on an essay, so with the major essays, I'll allow you to make edits, because, we learn about the writing process in this class, but sometimes still 4 major essays in one semester can be a lot. And sometimes you just don't have time to fully develop something. And that happens. Writing is a process. It takes time. Feedback is so important. So if you receive a C or lower, there's a chance to revise. If you make the exact edits based on my feedback, it'll be 1 letter grade higher. If you make half the amount of edits, it'll be half a letter grade higher. And simple common sense, if the exact same draft is resubmitted, I'll know. So the grade will stay the same. You have 1 week from when you get that grade on the essay to revise and resubmit. So that's why checking grades is so important. Checking grades often is so important. You just don't want to miss that opportunity. The last essay, again, cannot be revised because it's the final. And again, no other work can be, I need to fix that typo, cannot be revised. Can also not be submitted late, but for this section cannot be revised because, again, it's just that whole idea of keeping you moving forward in the course and not being overwhelmed by trying to backtrack and keep up. Classroom policies, only use your EPCC web email or use Blackboard message to communicate with me. I can't respond to any other email addresses that are sent my way. That's a school policy that I have to follow, and I may not get it in my inbox. It may go to junk, so just be careful with that. I'll respond to emails within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. I do a lot of driving. I teach at a bunch of different campuses, and I teach half online and half face-to-face. As you can relate, you probably have a crazy schedule too, that emails will be responded to within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. I do check my emails sometimes on the weekends, mostly pretty much every weekend I do, but I can't guarantee that they will be answered within that 24-hour time frame. So if you email me over the weekend, it's fine, but expect a response by Monday morning. So be a little careful with that. That's why you kind of want to peek into the folder during the weekday to see if anything might cause a question, because, something's due Sunday night. I may not answer until Monday morning. Once I update my office hours, they might be kind of funky and weird. So if they don't work with your schedule, don't worry. I encourage office hours because it's a way for us to get to know each other more, especially in an online course. But it's also just a way to develop any kind of activity that you're trying to work on that you have questions about. Develop an essay is so important in that aspect. Anything like that, workshopping, any ideas you have, planning an essay, anything like that. I'm here to help you. I'm your instructor, so I want to help you. But if you can't meet for office hours, it's fine. Just know that, just send me an email and let me know what days and time you're available. Try to do a 24-hour notice, so that I can match my schedule with yours. But we'll eventually find a good day and time to meet, I promise. Course withdrawal. If you need to withdraw from the course, I hope that doesn't happen, especially if it's a grade concern. Consider meeting with me first so we can see if, I can't guarantee, but if there's anything to help the grade, we can talk about it. I'm here, I have those policies, but life happens. So that's why communication, like I said on this bullet point, communication is key in any course, but especially in an online course. So email me, if you have questions about finding something, if files don't work. If you have really severe tech questions, meeting is even more important than email, because then I can share my screen and explain to you how to find something. But back to course withdrawal, if it's a grade concern and we come to the agreement that it is better that you drop, just know, or if it's not a grade concern, sometimes life happens and we have to drop a course. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, just know that it's the student's responsibility to withdraw. So I do not drop students. So sometimes students just they think that I'm going to drop them, which is unfortunate because I don't hear from them and they stay enrolled in my course. So by the end of the semester, they have a 0, and that hurts their GPA horribly. So if you don't know how to withdraw, feel free to ask me, but just know that it's your responsibility to officially get it going with the paperwork and submitting the paperwork. If you know you'll be unable to submit an assignment ahead of time, submit it before it's due, not after, because it will close. So just don't wait until the last minute if you have questions. But communication, right, is key. We're in an online course, so etiquette, respecting others, common sense, right? Be kind to others. We're all professionals. We're all adults. Technology is not perfect. I've had some issues with it today. So if you have any difficulty submitting anything, email me at the exact same time. Take a screenshot and the timestamp. Not that I don't believe you, but I'm also not the most tech-savvy person. I'm kind of average with it. So me knowing what the error is helps me understand what's going on too. We're going to talk about plagiarism in this class, not to scare you, but to learn the different types. There's accidental, there's intentional, there's unintentional, subconscious, or unconscious rather. We're going to talk about that. So regardless though, you want to complete original work. We use SafeAssign to evaluate that. So just be careful with that. These are resources that help, especially that Blackboard help desk is better to contact them instead of me, because they can help you out with it, with the tech part of it. Writing Center is a wonderful place to either meet them face-to-face, the tutors, or they hold virtual ones as well. They help with essays in this course. They help with writing in other courses. So it's a great resource. Reach out to me if you want me to go over that with you too. And then just important dates within the college that may be helpful for you. And the most important thing is our course calendar. Print this out, have it saved on your computer, whatever it is. This is something you want to check weekly because it's a way for you to keep track of what's going on each week. What the week goal is, we work on a Monday through Sunday week time frame. What week we're in with the dates, what the objectives are for the week, meaning what the Blackboard folder is going to cover, what readings we'll have, and what is due within that weekly folder. Like, for example, this week you have a writing activity due by Sunday. So that's something important. Don't read every row right now. It's a little overwhelming and confusing, I think. But peeking in, knowing the week that you're in and peeking into the next week so you're aware of what's due is so important. So always, always, always check the course calendar so that you're aware of what's going on. And then these are just the abbreviations for the books in terms of what readings we're doing within that week. So if you have any questions about the syllabus, if the syllabus file gives you trouble or anything like that, this is where it is. You'll see 2 files here by the time you get to it. They're both the exact same file. It's just that we have 2 different CRNs. So download the CRN that you're registered under. I brought up weekly folders, right? That Monday morning, a weekly folder will be ready to go for you to review. This is what I mean by the weekly folder. It looks something like this. So it'll tell you what week we're in, the date range of that weekly folder, and then you click it, and it'll be a drop down. And this is just a reminder of what's available, how long this folder will be open. Pace yourself, meaning there's usually a couple of files in each folder. So that's why you want to break up those files each week. Maybe Monday you look over the first 2, and then maybe Tuesday you break up in the next 2. Whatever you want to do. Everybody has their own approach with this, so I don't want to tell you what to do. What I do want to warn you is not wait till Sunday 10 p.m. to look at everything, because that won't work. I have them numbered like this to remind you to go in the logical order that they fall in, the numerical order. So 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, go in the order that the files fall under because they guide you. This week is kind of just a tech week. These files are just more tech based. I always start the weekly folder with this. It just copies everything that's on our syllabus, meaning the objectives, the readings, and the deadline. I love movies and I love songs, so I always start this page with the movie suggestion and songs of the week. You do not have to watch or listen to these songs, but hey, if you like movies and songs, share some with me so I can put them on there as well. But I always start it like that, just to kind of, clear your head, start the week out good and fun, and then just progressively go into each file. And then the folder will always end with whatever is due for that week. So for example, you have a writing activity due this week. It matches that syllabus deadline calendar. That's what will close by Sunday night. So that's the folder. If y'all have any questions, that's why I recommend if you want to meet with me virtually, I can go over this in more detail with you too. And then I just have a reminder here that the week 2 folder will pop up below, and it'll be available Monday morning, January 24th. Week 3 will be below, so on and so forth. So that is overall how our course will be structured. Once I've established my virtual office hours, you'll click into this file here to meet. If you have issues with office hours, that happens sometimes. If you're in the office hours meeting and I'm not there, or it seems to be an error, send me an email right at that exact time, because then I can see what's going on and I can just send you the link through email, and I can help you get to our office hours. Office hours are not required, but they're suggested, so that, if you have any questions along the way, you can reach out to me. This is Blackboard Messenger right here. So you can click messages and send me a message there, or you can send me a message through your EPCC Outlook mail. That's through the My email on your my.epcc page. Same password that you use for Blackboard. through your My Email. I like the My Email EPCC better than Blackboard Messenger because it doesn't give me a notification right away, but it's okay. Both are fine. And then Gradebook is how you keep track of grades. So that tab there. Stay away from Calendar because when you click Calendar, it's going to tell you, hey, this is due Sunday, and that's fine. It's a good reminder. But some of the writing activities correspond with the readings above or the information and files or video lectures above, so you won't understand what I'm talking about. So disregard calendar and always go in the order of each file that pops down in a folder, if that makes sense. If you need me to clarify that, let me know. It's real tempting to skip all this and say, I'm just going to work on what's due. But some weeks I'm going to say, you know, refer to file 1.5 and what do you think about, you know. So it's just a way to get you in the habit of going in the order and reviewing each little file that pops up in the folder. So that's our course, y'all. I'm excited I get to know you all. You know, it's an online course, but I get to know students so well in online course instruction too. It's wonderful. So I can't wait to get to know more about you and your unique personalities. If I can help with anything along the way, I'm here for that reason. So I look forward to meeting you all and getting to know you all more. Take care.